are all like bad stories. These are all like am I the a-hole stories, and every one of these was labeled the a-hole. Because I was like, I always do a lot of like not the a-hole type of posts, and I was like, why don't I do like a bad apple like edition of OMG Mondays where I just talk about fully where someone was labeled the a-hole, and we'll see. Maybe we do agree or maybe we disagree with the decision. But yeah, also I want to kind of I'll give a little shout out to my makeup today. I did a different eyeliner look today because I had like this Amazon like green palette that I got for my like high school makeup like kit that I'm kind of building, and I had this blue and like it was like a bunch of like random colors, and I had this like blue like color because I'm watching the newest season of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City because I've been really wanting to get into the Real Housewives. So I'm watching the most current season of Salt Lake City, and Whitney I saw had this really pretty like bluish turquoisey eyeliner, and I'm like, I gotta try like colored eyeliner too. And like it's not like the greatest. Well, I think I did a really good job with like the actual eyeliner portion, but like I don't think I really set it that well, and it's like kind of greasy, and I don't think I patterned it well. But I think it's like really pretty, and I may post it soon. But also I want to make a little announcement. So you guys know that I had a makeup Instagram at one point last year around like September, but then like when I switched my phone, like I wasn't able to get into it like with a lot of like random stuff. But then just this last week I was able to get back into my makeup Instagram. So now my makeup Instagram is reinstated, and I will start now posting my makeup, like start putting my makeup Instagram handle in on the bottom of every single one of my videos. So like you guys, if you want to see like more of my makeup, if you guys really like me doing my makeup and stuff, or like seeing like what I do with my makeup, follow that page because I'm coming out with some really cool stuff, I feel like, and I am really excited to try new things especially for this year, because I'm really trying to like expand my reach in social media instead of just like recording videos. I want to do like short form content and stuff, but it's a work in progress, so bear with me. So without my little rant out of the way and all my little bookkeeping stuff, let's get started with these bad apples. So I have about like 4 stories here, so let's see, maybe we'll get through them all today within my loose time frame, but we'll see. Alright, so let me see. Alright, let's do this kind of short one. Alright, so this one says, am I the a-hole for telling my son that he's not coming on vacation because he didn't check his emails? So let's see what this has to do with it. Like if like this person is the a-hole, because all these are labeled the a-hole. But let's see. I do skim through these stories just to make sure like nothing like really bad is in it. Like, you guys remember the whole thing? Like, I had like a whole episode where like most of it was just like toilet and poo stuff. But yeah, so the story reads, I'm planning a family Thanksgiving vacation, and a really good deal came up to go to the Cook Islands. I emailed my son, 20-year-old Ollie, on Friday and called Sunday to see if he wanted to go. He's in college, and I'm not wasting money on a ticket if he didn't want to go. I needed to know today because I have to get visas for my 16, 11, and 8-year-olds. Well, he didn't, so I bought the package just now. He texted me, he's saying he wanted to go. I said, too late, already bought the tickets. Next time, check your email or answer your effing phone. He said most people communicate on text. I said, well, most people don't get to go to the Cook Islands. Now his mom / my ex is trying to tell me that he's Gen Z and text is their primary communication format. Had I texted him, then he would have responded. I said, I don't care. Well, I'm well in my 40s and check all my communication formats because I don't want to miss anything. So that is the end of the story. So like, people don't use email as a big form of communication unless it's a business or like it's 1993. or wherever like email is used, like people don't really answer through emails. Like I've never like in my life had like a email like chain where it was just like a group, like not like I don't think I've ever had a group chat with anyone that's through email. Like you gotta understand also, like you said, he's in college, he's probably doing stuff that isn't like centered around checking his phone or his emails, like, or he's out somewhere, or he's studying and he wants to be away from his phone. Like texting now, like people don't really call, like even now, like I working at Kohl's, we don't email. I do get calls from work, but a lot of my managers text me because it's easier to connect with people, and especially when I have to like call back if like I missed a call from work, I have to like go through this whole process of like picking a phone number, like recalling the phone number, going through the whole automated thing, getting the phone call from customer service, and having to go like tell them like, hey, this is like your coworker and I want to like get in touch with HH about like a certain thing, and like, or like coming in early or something like that. So like text is a very, very like is probably one of the biggest like ways people like text people, even if it's not through like regular phone texting, if it's like through WhatsApp or like Facebook or like different things like that. People like, that's what I'm saying, people text. And for this guy to say like, oh, I check all my communication stuff, because you're like, I don't want to say this, but like you're getting a little up in the age there, sir. So I would say definitely yes, the a-hole, because like you say you check all your communication stuff. Why didn't you text? You said your phone calls and email. Why not text? If phone call, email wasn't working, I'd be like, what have I not tried? Smoke signals. Like airplane smoke in the sky. Blimps. Other things. Maybe actually text and like do the communication that it's best suited for your 20-year-old son. So yeah, definitely the a-hole here in this situation. But also, what do you guys think? Do you guys think any of these like people are like the a-hole, or like do you like agree or disagree with any of the decisions that people make? Because like, if you guys aren't like really on Reddit, I'm not much on Reddit either, but except for like this, people kind of vote through the comments being like, oh, you like, they have like specific acronyms and stuff. Be like, oh, YTA, that means you're the a-hole, or NYTA, you're like, or NTYA is like not the a whatever. I don't know, I'm not very versed in all the acronyms that they have on the things, but yeah. Alright, so this one. So this one reads, the title reads, am I the a-hole for telling my vegan sister she can't serve only vegan food at our family reunion? So, let's read the story. So, hey y'all, I'm genuinely torn about this and need some clarity. Every year our family has a reunion where different members host. This year it's my younger sister's turn. She's been vegan for about 3 years and is quite passionate about it. We all respect her choices and make sure there are a good variety of vegan options whenever we have family gatherings. When she announced she'll be hosting, she also said that the entire menu would be vegan to align with her beliefs, and that it's a chance for her family to try something different. Some family members were excited, but others, including many of the older folks, were pretty upset and felt that they were being forced into her lifestyle, even if it's just for one meal. I spoke to her privately and asked if she'd be open to including a few non-vegan dishes for those who aren't keen on a full vegan menu. She got quite defensive, saying this was her chance to showcase veganism and that for one meal everyone can give it a go. I respect her beliefs, but I also think that forcing an entire family to adopt her choices, even if it's just for one meal, isn't fair. she's now upset with me for not being supportive and says I'm not respecting her choices. Am I the a-hole? There is an update. So the update, wow, lots of good thoughts I would answer a couple of questions here so they're not lost in the comments. There's no set ROTA. The hosting goes to whoever wants to host most. That's actually hosted before. In this case, she wanted to host. She have managed to come to a compromise where people can bring their own food as long as it doesn't contain meat, which I think is fair. Just for some context, she works as well at a well-known UK fast food place. She has no issues behind preparing serving meat, although I can get this different at home. So I'm kind of torn on this. Like, I understand that the sister, or is it the sister? I cannot remember. Yes, sister. I feel like the sister has a right to really want to create the menu for herself because she is hosting. But I feel like people who don't really like vegan food, like, don't really want to try it. But I feel like no one is really the a-hole here because or I feel like both people could be in the wrong, but I don't know. I feel like I'm pretty torn on this because, like, I can see both sides. Like, maybe some people who, like, kind of, like, lived the kind of more meat-eater lifestyle, or, like, eat meat their, like, whole life, especially, like, when they talk about the older people in the family, that they didn't want to really, like, try out. Like, I feel like it should be kind of like a potluck situation where, like, when people, like, they came to a compromise where people bring their own, like, vegan style dishes. Like, I feel like that's a really good compromise because people can bring their own food and not have to, like, worry about not if they don't like the food, especially if people are, like, coming in, they have, like, specific food allergies, like, especially, like, maybe if, like, it's a lot of, like, soy stuff. Or like soy stuff, maybe we have like a soy allergy, or like maybe like a nut allergy, because a lot of, like, maybe vegan food, like if this person is preparing like vegan meat, like they would probably have like a soy based meat or something like that. But like I have always kind of like wanted to try more vegan food. I really like vegetables and stuff like that, so I feel like no one really is a-hole here. But I feel like maybe the OP of this, like, post should have kind of, like, maybe kind of been on the sister side, being like, hey, like, she really is passionate about, like, bringing, like, veganism, like, bringing up, like, oh, maybe people can start, like, consuming less meat, because, like, people, it's always kind of like a good thing, like, if you don't, like, consume so much meat, like, I always try to, like, not consume so much, like, especially, like, for me, I'm not a fan of eating red meat constantly, especially learning how much, like, red meat can, like, really kind of, like, be not good for your heart, so I like more leaner meats and stuff like that, or, like, I would just eat vegetables and stuff like that. Like, I would totally, like, try different things, like, or, like, even, like, make, like, non-vegan foods, like, rice, and, like, different things, like, rice, and, like, veggies, and things like that, or even just, like, french fries can be vegan if you don't, like, cook them in, like, an animal fat, and things like that. Like, I've, like, roasted vegetables, and things like that. So I feel like no one's, like, I feel like maybe, like, yeah, the poster is a little bit of an a-hole for, like, implying that the sister should cater more to the non-vegan people, when, like, for years and years vegan people kind of were, like, not really catered to, and, like, vegan people only really got, like, salads or, like, fruits and stuff. Like, when I was younger, I had a birthday party in high school, and I invited a couple of friends, and they were all vegan, and all we really had for vegan, like, friendly foods was, like, fruit, and, like, even the candy bags that I had like gelatin based foods in it, and like fruit and stuff, like, and, like, a lot of like, even though like a lot of Mexican food, like a lot of people kind of like think like, oh, Mexican food has a lot of meat in it, but like a lot of like more traditional Mexican food can be very plant-based. So like I feel like both parties, like I feel like no one, like I feel like my final verdict is I'm kind of like the OP is a little bit of an a-hole for like trying to kind of like trying to force the sister to kind of like, I don't know, I don't really know. I'm kind of like half and half on this. I don't really know. I want to know like what you guys think, but I feel like yeah, it would be like a good compromise if it's like a potluck. People bring their own dishes, even if it's like meat or like plant-based. I feel like everyone bringing a plant-based dish, like what they said in the update, would be a really good thing. Or like bringing like a vegan, not like just even like a vegetarian dish where it's like it's not like vegan friendly, but I don't know. But yeah, I'm like kind of pretty like I feel like no one's really the a-hole here because both sides have kind of like valid arguments. But yeah, but I don't know. Alright, so I think this will be the last one because I think I've ranted a lot. So this one, am I the a-hole for refusing to go in another room so my fiance and the baby could sleep alone? Another one of these kind of stories. So my fiance Jen had just gave birth to our daughter 2 months ago. She strictly breastfeeds, so as you can imagine, she gets far less sleep than I do. During the day, I help with changing or holding her, but all the feedings are up to Jen. The baby outright refuses a bottle. We tried several times, but ultimately we are both okay with this. Anyways, I'm kind of independent. I'm kind of an independent startup video game developer. I had to make one video game 2 years ago, but I honestly wasn't that great. So while I got to get revenue from it, it's definitely not much or even a livable wage this time around. However, I'm working with 4 other people and the game is turning out great. I also work 9 to 5, but after getting home, having dinner with my fiance, looking after the baby for a while, I jump on and work on the game. For the past 2 nights, I have been up till 1 to 2 a.m. working on the game, and I have been ultra tired. I snore like a maniac when I'm tired. It's super embarrassing because I could truly sound like a Mack truck. But yesterday, the baby had her 2-month shots, and she was so fussy, cried way more than normal. It was super hard for my fiance to get her to sleep. I finally went to bed around 2 a.m. and my fiance immediately asked me to go sleep on the couch so I wouldn't wake the baby with my snoring. I said no, I was so tired and the couch is not comfortable at all. I had to work early. I wanted to sleep. She didn't fight it, but she called me a effing prick and walked out of the room with the baby. I woke up this morning onto the baby in the crib in the nursery, and my fiance is asleep on the floor with no pillow or blankets. She still won't talk to me. So, like, I do have a problem with, like, Dad's not really getting it. So, your wife just had a baby 2 months ago. And, like, you're the one who's like, oh, she should, like, have to, like, police my sleeping and, like, force me to, like, do all that. It's like, girl, get an air mattress. If the couch is so uncomfortable, get an air mattress. Or, like, get a breathe white strips. Get a freaking defibrillator or whatever that thing, or, like, the CPAP machine. Or get something checked out. Because your wife is telling you, you snore loud. You are a loud snorer. And you need to go somewhere else and sleep so the baby doesn't wake up. Like, I feel like a lot of dads don't give a lot of empathy for their newly mothered, like, wives or girlfriends or whatever. And it's just terrible. Well, not really terrible. I just feel like not very empathetic to think like, oh, I am being loud, so maybe I should move, instead of being like, oh, my wife is being inconsiderate and all that stuff. And like the whole thing about like, oh, I'm a video game developer and I don't get no sleep. And I was like, girl, that whole like paragraph in the middle could have like not existed and been like, oh, I'm like a video game developer and like I work 9 to 5, so I'm like home pretty late, or I go to bed pretty late. Like, you could have just said that instead of like trying to be like all justified and being like, oh, I'm like really tired. I don't want to. No. No. But yeah, definitely the a-hole, because like your wife slept on the floor of the nursery with no blankets, with no pillows, just straight raw dog in the floor with sleep. So yeah, definitely the a-hole in this situation. So yeah, so that is it for this video. Maybe I'll save it for like a part 2, or maybe to the bad apple stories. But so thank you guys so much for watching, and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and follow the Instagram down the doobly doo, my makeup and my ASMR Instagram. I am trying to post more often on my ASMR Instagram, but it's just kind of hard because like I'm working and I keep forgetting and all that stuff. Autism brain, that sometimes happens, but I'm trying my best to try to upload as consistent as possible. So yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a nice and safe day.